we can go. Alright, let me get in here before I actually start so I don't have to think about it and I can make sure everything's working. We are seeing the game. Perfect. I'm not editing this at all. But if I was, this is what I'd probably do as well. I can do y'all in a little intro though. Anyway, hello everybody. My name is Palpitoad Fan. If you know me, you absolutely should know me. I don't know why I'm acting like this is a real upload for my real channel. Oh, there's gonna be lag. Anyway, hello. So, I tried to do this same video over on Marvel Rivals instead of Minecraft, and I could not focus to save my life. I feel like Minecraft is definitely the best option. Oh, hey. I feel like Minecraft is definitely the best option if I want a completely focused gameplay, because I was not going to be able to have any train of thought if I was playing Marvel Rivals. And even worse, I try to play Captain America, who I just, like, I have to have my full focus if I'm going to be playing him. But anyway, hello everybody. My name is Palpitoad Fan. This is a new little thing I'm going to be starting to do over on the Palpitoad channel, which I completely redid that. If you haven't seen that, it has been redone. I now have Palpitoad instead of Palpitoad VODs, which the reason I did that was so I can kind of branch out into something like this as well. I want to keep it kind of open to the different things I can make over there and not just VODs. Like, VODs are still mainly going to be posted over there, but it's also going to be other content too, which is something I kind of wanted to do while I have the chance. But this is a little series I'm going to be starting. I am literally just going to be sitting here and talking to you guys. PM7 did something very similar to this, where he has a channel that he just sits and talks and just goes over, like, his life, what's going on with him. So you guys get a little bit of a hopefully deeper understanding into what's going on with me, but on top of that, just what's going on with me, as well as you can get to know my plans a little better for my channel, what I want to do with my content, with my life in general. My life is the big part, the big one that I kind of want you guys to get a little bit of a little insight on, because it's important, I feel like, for you guys to just, especially as a lot of you are friends, like genuine friends, so I want you guys to kind of like know what's going on and be able to kind of understand like why the past couple months haven't been my best couple months, haven't been my most like content focused couple months, and hopefully I can look back at these and kind of understand a little better what my mindset was going into it, and I'll hopefully have a couple plans laid out as to like how I can better accomplish my goals over the next couple months. But we'll start here with, obviously, you guys have probably noticed my content hasn't been as regular, as frequent, and I would almost say as like good anymore. I've been having a difficult time recently. Well, we'll start from the beginning. So, last time, like, I, over college was basically when I had my when I was, streaming all the time. I was making as many videos as possible. I was pumping out as many as 1 to 2 videos a week, which, at the time, I feel like absolutely wasn't sustainable, but I'm glad I had that much content that I was making, because my YouTube channel does have quite a bit of extensive content, which is something I appreciate, obviously. But over the past few months, I've definitely gotten a little less focused. So recently, if you don't know, I graduated college, and as college ended up coming to a close, I applied to about 80 different sports jobs. I was a sports management major, so that was my goal, was to get on a sports team and be able to work from the bottom up, even if it was just like an internship. That was what I wanted to do. So I put out 80 different applications to 80 different sports teams. And here's the problem. I got literally no answers back from any one of them. So getting out of college in that kind of state of mindset of like no one, literally not a single person called me back about a job. Not a single person, and I only got one denial. So they all just kind of ignored my message, my application, which obviously sucked. So going out of college and going back to my hometown obviously was a bit of a hit on me because I had such big plans. Almost, I don't want to say big plans because they weren't massive plans, but they were plans. Like, I really wanted to be on the sport. I really wanted to have moved out of the state. I wanted to have gone on to better things. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out that way. And I moved back home, and a couple months went in, and I ended up getting kicked out of my house. So all of this has been happening pretty fast for me. Unfortunately, that has made content creation kind of an afterthought for me, and I haven't been able to put my whole focus into it. Even if the focus wasn't going to be 100%, I could literally put no focus in, and it hurt. It really did. It sucked. And the past couple months, like, I have been working 50-hour weeks at sometimes. Like, the past couple weeks, I've been working 50 hours a week, which is nuts. Like, I haven't really had time to do anything for myself besides, like, come home and sleep and then go back out and work. I mean, it's been a whole lot. I will say it has been a whole lot. So obviously, as you can tell, streams have slowed down quite a bit. Not up to this. This wasn't what I wanted, but it is what has happened, unfortunately. And with that being said, this is why a lot of why I wanted to do a video like this. I wanted you all to kind of hear from me specifically just what has happened. Why has it been so hard for me to create this content? It has genuinely been tough to put a focus into content creation with all this kind of stuff going on. And while I really don't want it to be like a big deal, I had hoped, like, even with like the issues I had where I couldn't get I couldn't get my big boy job, I really hoped that I would be able to still keep working. I could still keep, like, focusing on it, and hopefully later on I could. Oh man, going in there might not be a smart idea. Yeah, I won't do that. But it really has been just a whirlwind of a past couple months for me. And I would say, like, I've gotten 2 jobs now. I've gotten a retail job, and I've gotten a food prep job. And I know that so many people have this same type of situation are put into, and it's not like you can get through it. I mean, I've seen so many people do it. I've heard of so many stories of people, like, being able to, even the experience working at these other jobs, find a way, find like a path, keep applying. But really, it's been hard to have that motivation to keep, like, applying to these big ticket jobs when I just literally had such bad luck in the beginning. Like, I sort of blame it on the job market of the day. I feel like the job market in America right now is not the best. I feel like that has definitely been a factor. But my motivation and my focus is also something that I feel like has kind of caused the stir for me, in terms of, like, how the content creation has kind of just fallen off a cliff. Really, with all this going on, it has been hard to, like, come up with those ideas. It has been hard to have that focus on the different ideas that I had, where I had all these ideas. The Save the Frog stream in college was probably my biggest, like, content creation, like, peak. Like, I would say that was the best thing I have ever put my hands on in terms of content. I was able to get so many different creators together, so many different friends together, for just this huge, what turned into a massive event. And for me, like, I look back at that stream and I'm just so ecstatic. I'm so ecstatic with how that turned out, but my mindset now is how can I get back there? How can I work towards getting back to that point? You know what I mean? And it's not easy, I will say, to, like, especially with, like, life going how it was not easy at all to have that focus in terms of, like, content creation. It was more of, like, right now it's kind of a survival mode, if you understand. It's like just trying to make money enough to survive while being able to content create while I can. But realistically, if I'm just gonna put like a name to it, I would almost say, I hate to put the word to it because truthfully I never want to say that it is what it is, but I genuinely think a bit of a depression came out of it. You know what I mean? Oh god. But I mean, it's hard to have the motivation when it feels like a lot of things are against you. I'm sure you understand. But with that being said, I've been working my hardest to kind of get out of the funk, to kind of change, break up the funk and turn something into nothing, if that makes sense. And realistically, I think it all starts with how I look at content creation as a whole, because I will be the first to tell you here is content creation is not something I ever wanted to give up. While it might have become difficult with just the timing and the state of things in my life, it is not something I want to just give up just because, hey, things aren't going my way. But it is going to take some time to really like sit and, hey, reflect on what can I do to change my mindset? What can I do to change my focus? The big ideas aren't coming anymore because I have less time. I have more work. I have more responsibilities. I am now paying rent, which is something I couldn't say I was doing before. I am now trying to like almost find myself in almost a situation that's so kind of mind-numbing when you get into it. It's tough to really be able to fully focus on the things that I know I need to focus on, if you understand. So another reason I wanted to make something like this is I want to be able to make like a set of goals for myself for the next couple months. I want to have a bunch of like goals put together as to like the content creation that I want to make. Like what kind of things, how can I fix the focus? How can I kind of channel the energy that I have, which granted is not too much, but how can I channel all that into creation again? You know what I mean? What can I do in my day-to-day life to transform what seems like a terrible situation, what seems like this awful, horrible chain of events, into something that benefits me and something that I can put content out that people want to see? And almost, I feel like I've been treating streaming at this point, I just for like anyone who's been in my streams. Oh, here's actually, before I get into that, here's something I wanted to get into, is the discouragement that I have gotten with kind of like, there was this big crescendo in terms of like my viewership for the past couple of months when I was in college. I got a lot of viewers the last little bit. I had a huge influx of viewers in the past couple months of my streaming journey in college. And coming home, I took a couple month break because I really had to. I had to take that break. And unfortunately, excuse me, I'm still sick, by the way. That hasn't gone away. Unfortunately, after the couple month break, I found it very difficult for me to keep that viewership going. And with that being said, excuse me, unfortunately, with that being said, as I got discouraged, I saw the drop in viewership, I saw the drop in engagement, and it stunk. Honestly, it stunk. It hurt to just sit and watch. And I feel like I definitely let that get to me quite a way too much, way more than I should have. But all in all, I feel like that should have been kind of more of an indicator of not like I'm falling off, I'm washed up, I'm unk. No, I needed to take that as more of like a I can do it. I literally can do it. I have the friends, I have the means, I have the like voice, I have the quality that I could be making it. But what is holding me back from truly doing that? And I think the focus on YouTube is one of the big reasons that I'm not. The editing on my YouTube videos isn't as good as it could be. The focus on my ideas for YouTube is not as good as it could be, realistically. I feel like if I focused harder on just making those strong ideas, keeping the quality up for all my uploads, keeping the stream quality up, I feel like if I did that, I feel like really there is no ceiling into what my content could be. There is no ceiling. This is the floor, but there is no ceiling. So, what do I do in my next couple months that really can change the game for me is my next part of this. What can I do that will change the stigma, fix it, help me work towards the goals that I have been reaching for? Because for those of you who don't know, content creation has always been something that I've wanted to do. It has not, it has always been in the forefront of my mind. And being able to do it for the past couple months has truly been, especially the past little bit of college, it gave me the motivation to really get up in the morning. And that was something more than I had felt for the past couple months before I had started. So being in a funk like this, where life isn't going as it should be, I'm losing friends, I'm drawing away from the people that I care about, I have been untrustworthy, and I let a couple things, obviously, that have happened the past couple months for me really get in the way of friendships that I had. I made bad choices. It's hard to say, but I have genuinely driven some people away over the stupidest things. And I would love to just be able to set that aside, realize it's things like that are gonna happen, especially when you're in like a tough situation. It's not easy. Here, let me turn this down. I feel like I'm a little too loud on the game audio front, especially when I'm just digging. It's not going to be easy for me to fully put 100% focus into what I've got going, what the content creation that I want to make, if I don't let myself get out of my own way. If I don't let grudges hold me back into what I feel like could be good content. Like, for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you do, the Whimsical Warriors was a big part of like my my motivation in terms of content creation. I felt like I had a huge part in that group over on Twitch. And when that group broke, it really did have like a big impact on me mentally, and I took it out in a way I should not have. And I look back on it, and I really don't think that I should have handled it the way I did, for sure. I feel like I could have had a much better outlook, a much better handling of that situation, and it drove people away, for sure. But I feel like realistically, with how crazy things were getting at the time, I feel like my brain took it away that it should not have. that's only one of the factors I think that really just kind of made everything a little crazier in terms of my mental state. It was harder for me to focus, and you add that on top of what was already going on, and it was a really tough time. But I feel like I can look at it as a hey, we can make the adjustment here, and we can roll with those punches, and we can turn this into just something that I really do care about. Is like my content is not dead, obviously. While it's tough to see like an end to the funk, it really is not something I need to look at as a bad thing. I need to look and learn from the bad times that I've had the past couple months, and really just work to fix what my brain has almost picked up as depression, and work towards the goal with it. Like, use it as motivation, not a reason to sit in my room wallowing in my own sorrows. You know what I mean? And I feel like starting something like this is a huge step. Obviously, I'm working my actual butt off to make like this. I want this to be like just like a vent session, obviously, for you guys to kind of get like a very close look as to like what my brain is. And a lot of you just don't really know what you know me. You know I'm Palpitoad fan, and you come in and watch me play Marvel Rivals every now and then. But realistically, you guys don't really have like this inner look into what's going on with my life as much as I think you guys should. If you guys are here to watch me, then I really think the best thing I could do for you is give you a look into the content creator that you guys watch. And I feel like this is a good way to start. I feel like we got to extend this further if I want to make this work. But so I'm going to be doing this. I want to do this once a month where I just sit on this Minecraft world, talk to y'all, and hopefully we can work together. And you guys can get kind of a closer look into my mindset on certain aspects of life. And hopefully, pretty soon, we can get over this funk that I find myself in. And we can change. We can put some things together, and hopefully, obviously I'm not asking anything of you guys, but what I am asking is you guys just bear with me, and hopefully we can work through what life has to offer, and I can come up with content that I can actually be proud of. I'm going to take a pause here for a second. Sorry, still being sick has its downsides. But so yeah, so where to go to content from here is kind of where I want to transition into next. Obviously, my content hasn't stopped, but it is slowed to almost like not like where I do one stream every couple weeks and I have one video in the vault to edit. Like right now, that is the genuine like position I find myself in. And obviously, that's not great, obviously. But it's not terrible. I mean, people have found themselves in worse situations than this and still been able to really make the content that they enjoy. And I feel like I gotta look at it as like, hey, we're not in a bad way right now. We have a great group of friends that all want similar things to me. Even though the group of friends has shrunken a little bit, it's not gone. And we still have a lot of support, more support than I could ever ask for, realistically. So what to go from here? So I'm gonna be one thing that I will say is I'm working hard to get ADHD medicine. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was very young. I'm sure you guys know. I'm sure you guys from watching my streams know that I have ADHD. It is not hard to tell, unfortunately. And I stopped taking my medicine a long time ago. Like, I mean, back in high school, I stopped taking my medication because I felt like it really just kind of hurt my social energy. My battery was very hurt. But here, noticing when I look back on streams like the most recent ones, I have a lot of things going on, and I feel like that has taken up a lot of my brain power in a real way. I feel like, unfortunately, that takes up a lot of my time, and my energy is the uh the life aspect of it is, hey, we're we've got all this stuff going on, and that's gonna end up being a lot of the focus for me. Is like, hey, I need to like pay rent this month, so that's on my mind as I'm like recording my latest stream. Obviously, that's not what I want, but it's the reality of the situation. And I feel like ADHD medicine will help me take that next step into like pure focus. Is almost how I word it. Is I want pure focus, not, we don't want to mess around with any. Sorry, I'm losing it right now. I'm losing my train of thought. But I don't want to mess around with this train of thought loss and all this different stress while I'm trying to make content. I want to be able to focus my whole energy onto this. And I feel that's completely possible, honestly. In the truest way, I feel like it's possible. If I start the ADHD medicine, it'll help me focus at work, which is a huge upside. It'll help me focus better at work, as well as when I get home, I can put together like a bunch of ideas and start coming up with content. But realistically, it is going to be a little harder than I wish it to be. But it's not impossible. Just getting that focus is really the big stepping point for me. Oh my god, I made 2 pickaxes. Why did I do that? Look at this. Like, the ADHD is in full force for you guys. But, so for the next couple months, I have a goal. So, unfortunately, just with to do with how busy work is going to be for the next little while, I am not going to really be able to fully focus on content creation for a couple months. Which I'm sure you guys understand. I am going to be working to make as much money as I can and just fully focus on that aspect. But the new year is a new year. And I think 1 video a month on my YouTube for the next year is a possible goal. And I feel like it's a good goal. It'll hold me. It isn't the most unachievable. I have the means to get it done. And I feel like that's a good starting goal for me. I feel like that is where I am right now. I feel like but it gives me enough time for each month that I can really like put my all into every video I post. That I really can just put all that energy into pure content creation. So that's my goal. Is a video a month, and hopefully I'm thinking like very warily 3 streams a month is kind of where I want to be. And obviously you guys know I like taking my streams and turning those into videos. So that might still be the plan, because I really like my energy when I'm live talking uncut. Like, I feel like when I'm around friends, when I am playing games with friends, that's where my focus is the best. That is where I have the most fun. That is where it feels like the best content. And I feel like, realistically, that's my best plan right now. That's what we have to start with. Don't change up the formula, but put a harder focus on the formula. If that makes any sense at all. And I know I've been a broken record for some things. I apologize. But it has been very nice for me to just be able to sit here and talk about all these things. And for those of you who have been willing to sit through and just watch and listen, it has been, I really do appreciate it 100%. Obviously, I'm trying to think of something profound to say, but I'm not the most profound. Life is a set, almost for me anyway. It has been a set of different challenges, and really getting through them has been the hardest part for me. Excuse me. For me, if you heard that, I'm sorry. My cough has been getting worse. I think I'm muted, but I'm not sure. But I feel like my focus on these goals needs to be stronger next year. I feel like I have really put myself in a place where I genuinely could do anything. I have a great setup for success here. 100%. Like, I have a better setup for success than a lot of early content creators get. And realistically, I think it's time that I really just buckle down. I mean, I'm in a situation now that I have the means to buckle down. I have the friend group. I have the passion. Still, the passion has not left, is what I want to say. Is I want this. I want content creation to still be a forefront of what I do. I am not going to stop it. I'm not going to stop. And while it might be harder for things to happen and for me to get the focus to truly do like full-time content creation, is it hasn't gone anywhere. 100%. It has not gone. And I want to be able to focus more purely on the content the next couple months. I'm in a privileged position, is kind of like what I'm trying to wrap my head around saying here. Is I am not in a lost position. I have like the means to, despite it not being like the best content in the world like right now, I really do have the means to be something that I can be proud of. Like, I look back at the videos I've put out the past couple months, and I'm still proud of them. I'm proud of them as much as anyone else would be with their videos, especially early on. But I feel like we can get even better. I feel like I can put all the distractions aside for just an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, and I can work towards being something better than before. And I feel like I just really have to buckle it in. I really have to take the time, meticulate it. I think meticulate's a word, but get meticulous on what I make. I feel like it's not impossible. I find myself in a position where it's not impossible. I have the means. The motivation is what's holding me back right now. 100%. You know what I mean? And it's time that I take my means. I take the time to purely focus on like the different content I want to make. I still want to do all this different content. I still want to fully focus on the Pokemon is still like a big focus I want to have. I still want to focus on Pokemon, obviously. I still want to focus on I want to do Minecraft. I want to do these big Minecraft events. I still want to do these huge friend group events, like the repo games where I have like 8 different people playing with me, and it's a whole like great mess of a bunch of people that bounce off each other and have great fun. I want to be able to continue to sit down and do videos like this. I want to do the Save the Frog stream. I've taken the time off to do that one more time. Next year, March 28th, Save the Frog stream is coming back. We're going to be doing it again, bigger, better than ever. That is what's going to happen. But like streams like that, I want to do my birthday stream again, but I want to make a better focus on it this year because last year's was thrown together at the last minute. I want like so many different things, so many different openings, so many different opportunities. These doors are ugly as all get out. I am not using these. Oh my god. These actually suck. But really, like, I wanted you guys in this to hear what has been going on in my life. Why the content has not been 100% recently. Oh, I literally just can't plant these? Okay. Then those get thrown out. Hold on, I'm gonna blow my nose again. Hooray. I feel like you guys getting a glance into something like this is important, but especially is this is something I can look back on this video and say, hey, I said a lot of good things in here, and I think that before long we can look at this as this is where I was. Well, look at what I did in the next couple months after making this. I changed the game. I changed my recipe for videos. I changed my mental when it came to making videos. I hope that we can get to that point where everything will kind of fit into place better than it has. Ooh, I want that. All in all, I did want to stop real quick. I just noticed this. This is a weird generation. I wanted to stop and thank you guys. Like, I'm gonna name drop some people here because I I feel like it's necessary to name drop. If you've made this far and you're one of the people who've watched it, thank you. But for real, I'm gonna start by name dropping Written. Written, funnily enough, if you don't know, me and Written's friendship started one day when I literally just dropped into his stream and started bullshitting about Palpitoad. And ever since then, that friendship for me has genuinely become invaluable. Me and him I have been able to look at, like, really, he's an inspiration. And I do not say that very lightly. He has been an inspiration for me where I look over at what he's doing in his content and it genuinely inspires me. 100%. 110%. He has the focus that I wish I had. He has the focus that I wish that I had. And it honestly, I want to be in a position like he's in right now, where he has the focus. He's making all these different moves to make his content better. He's doing a bunch of different series. He has the focus to get through a series of like a Nuzlocke and edit it and post it. And he's doing all these YouTube shorts to really get himself out there. And that's something that I look at as like, wow, like that's someone who really, really, really cares. And it shows. He really cares. So realistically, that's the first person I really want to shout out. And not to mention, he's been with me this entire time. He stuck with me through when I think one of the hardest times of my life was the past. This is ugly as hell. The past couple months when I've not been the best friend to many of people. He's stuck with me, and that I appreciate more than anything, bro. That I appreciate more than anything. Next shout out I want to give is to Fit Cereal. Obviously, I think I've done a shout out for him before for the same reason, but I really just think a shout out is once again deserved. So, Fit is genuinely one of the main reasons that I even make content right now. One of the biggest inspirations for me in terms of like why I make content. Like it was one of the ones like when I was just his moderator, he drove me to make content, and honestly, it's the reason I'm where I am. And without him, I genuinely think I never would have had damn it. I never would have had this motivation to make content without giving up. And I feel like it's just the beginning, but I feel like being able to just sit aside and watch what he has done and kind of take inspiration from him has been one of the most beneficial things for me. 100%. And I would thank him 100 times for it, but truthfully, I just gotta work hard, and I wanna get to a point where he's at, which is funny because I notice him all the time say things like, "I wish I could be like this other YouTuber," and it's funny to me because he is in a position that is so crazy. Like I wish I was there, honestly, and I feel like I wish he just knew how inspired I was, because that might be able to help him get as inspired as I am just from watching his content. So those are the two main shoutouts I wanted to give for content creation. A bunch of other people have just been my friends for the longest time. I'll shout them all out here. Faye, Eve, Speedrun, Marf, Ivy, Sticks, Coco. I mean, the list goes on and on. If I didn't say your name, don't think of it as because I forgot about you. But think about it as there are too many people to name. But for this one, I feel like at this point I'm just rambling, so I'm probably going to end it off here. We got 45 minutes of just me yapping. And I hope, one, this gives you a greater insight into just truly how I view my content creation and gives you a deeper insight of my life as a whole. I mean, I want you guys to be almost... what's the word for it? It's not... it's where, like, you guys know that I'm never giving up. I want this to be a strong point here, is I am never giving up. I don't care how crazy things get. I will never give up this dream. I'm going to keep working to make this dream something truly just impactful. I want this to never end. I want my content creation to never end. And I think this is really just a stepping stone in life to something bigger and better. And I hope you guys know that I have my eyes on big things. Now, I'm going to look back on this probably after I post it. I'm going to post it over on Palpa too. So, if you guys watched this far, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate your guys' support in all of this, in my content, in who I am, in helping me build better. Oh yeah, and don't look at my skin too hard. That's also in a struggle that's going on with me right now. If you know, you know, which I think it's pretty obvious. But I'm not going to get into that today. That might be its own separate video. But I'm going to upload this right now. So if you guys are watching this, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys next time.